We are T-minus 2 weeks away from the SEMA show, and we're doing a custom build for our custom build.
I want to go full track with the half track look.
To pull this build off, we're gonna have to build a completely custom, never done before rear track assembly that adapts onto both rear drive axles and cycles with the suspension movement of the truck. It also has to match the custom front track assemblies that Muscle sourced for us.
These will literally bolt right onto the truck.
I found them.
Okay.
All I want is a thank you.
The key to this 6x6 build is versatility. You see, with the flatbed and the custom tracks, this truck technically should be able to go anywhere, do anything in any condition, which is why back at the shop, Sam and Lacey stayed busy pulling off the truck bed and getting ready for the big custom flatbed that's gonna sit over those rear tracks.
All right, that's good, right? Looks good.
The front track assemblies for our 6x6 ended up being pretty simple. To be able to make them fit the truck, all we had to do was fab up an adapter plate, and bam, they bolted right on. But in order to match the body lines, front to back, we have to widen the front bumper. Sam has designed and fabbed hundreds of little moving parts that, once we get them all assembled, are going to form the coup de grace of this build. The rear track assembly, coup de grace.
Ah, coup de grace.
Maybe we'll name this build coup de grace. How do you spell that?
Probably like Tim McGraw, but coup de grace.
Carriage up. Probably hook it around here.
Right.
Hey, how's it going?
Ready to go together?
Yeah, we were just about to pick the carriage assembly up
Yeah.
and roll these dolly assemblies underneath them and pin them in place.
Okay, perfect. All right, assembly number 1. These track assemblies weigh like 1,500 pounds a piece. That means 1,500 pounds on the right side, 1,500 on the left side. That's 3,000 pounds. So trying to install this, you gotta realize, we've got sprockets, we got idler wheels, we got bolt holes, we have all these different things that we're trying to line up, not once, but twice. This and that sprocket have to bolt on to both rear axles, but here's the kicker, because as the suspension cycles on the truck, that actually moves the center line of the axle about an inch or 2. Well, we overcame that by putting these big slider rods. Basically, this whole assembly can open and close like that. But the real beauty here is the fact that this rod right here is gonna have a connecting bar connecting this piece to that piece. This then slides all the way back to what we call the tensioner, which contracts or expands, keeping the track from slipping or breaking. And now we're to the point where we're gonna put the track on and actually mock it up on the truck. Best way to do this is gonna be around, let's rest the top of it on the top of each sprocket, yeah, and then we'll kind of fold the bottom in. The issue with the track assembly this big and this heavy is getting everything to cooperate and play nice together.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
There she be.
Like wrestling a bear. It's a fight because a lot of heavy components pushing against other heavy components.
Down some more. Morgan, we gotta go back the other way just a smidge. It's like right there at it.
Oh!
There they are.
No way. Oh, man. This is the coolest thing we've ever built. By far.
As long as it works.
As long as it works. Right now is kind of the moment of truth.
Go up again a little bit.
As long as it spins a little bit, then we'll know that the whole assembly is rotating freely. The whole thing could bind up, basically. And if it binds up, that's back to the drawing board. Go put it in gear, let's see what happens.
All right.
The way we design these tracks, we want them to articulate and work like their own little suspension system. That means they need to be able to rock back and forth, front and back, side to side. There has to be suspension movement, otherwise it's gonna be a really stiff ride. Okay, give it a little bit. Ooh.
Keep going, Morgan, a little bit more. There.
That's riding up quite a bit. Right now, we're seeing track slack that's building up in the back, that's pushing over towards the front, and it's not engaging the sprockets the way that it's supposed to.
Right now, when they're making contact, they don't spin. It's just hitting it and catching over the edge. I think the rounded pins probably should rotate. They do have some that do spin, but we decided not to run that style on here because I think they make too much noise.
The dowels that Sam made that basically engage the sprockets, I'm pretty sure they're gonna need to pivot and rotate, but we might find that changing those parts and pieces just push the problem further into the track assembly, which means this is a failed build, which means we don't make the SEMA, which means a ton of time and money wasted. So, where we at?
Actually just got the last set of dowels locked in here.
Okay.
We took them from 1 3/4 down to 1.5 inches.
Okay.
And what that did is it allowed us to gain some wiggle room in between these teeth on the tracks. So now as they approach these sprockets, they don't line up on top and want to ride up over the top of the track and skip every once in a while. So this is getting the alignment back trued in.
During the process of putting the second tracks together, Sam found there was a little bit of a discrepancy in the size of the dowels that we were using on the drive sprockets. That's riding up quite a bit. So we're leaving those with the ability to rotate, right?
Yes.
Because otherwise that's just gonna try to grab the track. Well, why don't we do this? Morgan, jump in there and back it up. That way I can sit here and kind of see what it's doing. Now it's finally time to give it a real world test. All right, Morgan, come on back. Look, there's a lot more riding on these tracks than just, a 13,000-pound truck. This is our whole SEMA experience. This is like the biggest show of the year. So if Sam can't figure out a way to keep these sprockets from binding with the teeth on the tracks, SEMA's a bust. I mean, all this time and energy that we put into this, and we can't even drive the truck into the convention center, that's a problem. All right, back it up. Hit a little bit of speed. Yeah, it's definitely not jumping anymore. You can see those dowels are just rolling, grabbing those teeth. Yeah. Looks good, dude.
Never hopped out. I'm very happy to where we bolted this up. We drove it. It didn't throw a track.
Bro,
and now
I'm
it's rolling.
impressed as hell. You just created a track assembly for a tandem axle 6x6. Now, we can get all hands on deck to get all these parts powder coated, get things painted, and just finish up all the loose ends so that we can get this truck ready, get on the road, and get down to SEMA just in the nick of time.
But first,
All right, we got camera speed and action.
What's up, America? It's your boys, Heavy D and Diesel Dave. Now listen, we understand that not everybody has a chance to go to the SEMA show and see these big, crazy, over-the-top builds. And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to fully appreciate a tracked vehicle like our 6x6 when it's sitting in a SEMA booth anyways. So what we've decided to do is take you out in the wild with us today to go along for an adventure to see what this truck's really capable of. Let's go.
this is awesome.
What is this thing?
A spaceship.
Bro, we're just floating.
This is nuts. You feel the suspension?
1,000 times better than I ever imagined.
I am absolutely blown away at how capable this truck is. It's just effortlessly walking on top of the snow. We're in like 2 or 3 feet of snow in this field right here. Just floating, no big deal, it's fine. All of our hard work, all of our engineering, all the time and energy we put into this thing, looks like it's gonna pay off. To take this already custom Ford 6x6 that we built to the next level, we pulled the truck bed off. We pulled the wheels and tires off so that we could take a brand new aluminum flatbed with all kinds of toolboxes and racks to install in the truck. We found a set of tracks that was already built and pretty much ready to bolt directly onto the front of the F550 by just using an adapter. We had to design and build this rear track assembly completely from scratch. And to be honest, there is nothing else like it anywhere. It's not even a load on the engine either, dude, because of the gear reduction in the tracks. Oh, dude, I'm excited about this. We've built all sorts of crazy stuff in our shop over the years. But this rear track assembly is a first for us. The fact that we were able to tie this thing together with all sorts of different components in the short amount of time that we did and have it come out here and function better than anything I've ever operated in the snow, that's a big deal, and I'm really proud of it.
Like a giddy little kid, I'm looking out the rearview mirror at the tracks.
Dude, this is awesome. Tell you what, SEMA has never seen anything like this, not even remotely close. And the best part is, not only are we gonna make it to SEMA, but we're gonna be early this year.